Welcome to TLDW. I am your host, Joe, and on today we're going to talk a little bit about solving the money problem. He did a video that's going to talk a bit about Tesla, Warren Rudlich, and Stockmo. So they've all got really good coverage of what's happening with Tesla and NIO. Today we're just going to dive right in. So first up is solving the money problem. So first up with solving the money problem, he had a really good video that covers some of the bull cases. Ross Gerber, Joseph Osha, they talk a little bit about the different factors that are happening with Tesla. Ross Gerber sings the praises of their tech and execution. Osha, he talks about how their previous 516 price target is kind of just got to get revised. Solving the money problem expects Tesla's market share to grow in the EV space. And he has big delivery expectations for the next 6 years. This is based on 85% of their expected production capacity. So for end of 2021, he's looking at 1 million. 2022 is 1.8. 2023 is 2.9 million. 2024 is 4.6 million. 2025, remember that number, is 7.4 million. Again, these are delivery expectations. And then by 2026, almost 10 million. Now, this is a very big bull case. Now, Joseph Osha, on the other hand, he's looking at roughly 2.5 million by 2025. So much more conservative. Ross Gerber, he points out that people need to realize that Tesla is not a car company. They are a tech company. They've got vertical integration across the board, and they're going to make billions. Not just on cars, but on many different facets of the industry. Their supercharger network alone is going to be worth several $1 billion. From solar, tons of room to grow in that aspect. Their battery tech alone is worth tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars. So this company is going to make money hand over fist over the next 10 years. Again, solving the money problem, he rightly points out that the battery day reaction by the media was just downright embarrassing. They didn't understand the technology. They didn't understand the importance of what was being presented. And it was just more of they were underimpressed, underwhelmed. They're morons, okay? We get that. Again, we go back to Joe Osha. He talks about the demand and how he values the core businesses within Tesla as a category killer. That's right, a category killer. So they're much like Apple in that sense, where they've built their ecosystem and nobody else can really play in that zone. So that right there just puts them above and beyond everybody else. And that ecosystem puts a premium on the stock's price. So, and if you want, just go ahead. I'll have a link down in the description. Watch the full video. The main takeaway here is that Tesla has such a huge lead in the EV space that pretty much nobody's going to be able to catch up to them, at least in the near future. So we're looking at $85 billion worth of investment for these other companies, the other OEMs, to even have a chance of catching up. And it's going to be years until they do. Next up is Warren Rudlich. He had a really good breakdown of Elon Musk's interview just the other day. Elon talks about their battery tech improvements. They're looking for a 800 to 600 kilometer range. That'll be around 620 miles. They expect to get a 15 calendar year lifespan out of their battery packs, which right now they think they're already at. Let's see. He talks about their 50 to 55 cent per kilowatt hour cell tech. Okay, yeah, that's probably a brain fart on Musk's part. Apparently, the interview was done late at night, and Warren goes into the math and breaks down the actual costs of the different material components. And his best guesstimate was that Elon really meant $50 to $55 per kilowatt hour. Big difference. But getting down to that price point is going to make EVs vastly cheaper to produce than ICE vehicles. So where they're going, the math they're looking at, even if it was a brain fart on Musk's part and he really meant $50 to $55 per kilowatt hour, and they're getting close to that apparently, it's going to be a massive game changer in lowering the price of EVs. Next up, they discussed the manufacturing, sourcing from European makers. They're still building the machines that build the machines. So there's a lot of more prototyping that's going to have to be involved in the battery packs. So they're not quite there yet. So they're still a few years out. Elon also talked about their 100 gigawatt per hour production facilities. They hope to scale those up to 200 to 250 gigawatt hours. That would then make them the biggest battery producers in the world. They then talked about the Tesla Semi. They right now have roughly a 500-kilometer range, pulling a 50 metric ton trailer. They expect to grow that to, again, 800 to 100-kilometer range using 300 watt hours per kilogram power density. They're still developing the energy density that's going to make all of this possible, but they hope to do so with these high energy density cells using a structured battery pack for the Tesla Semi. I think this is the first time anybody's really talked about that. Elon finally gave us that information in that interview. Go watch his interview. Link is down below. Lastly, from the Musk interview, Berlin and Shanghai will likely get original design vehicles. Europe is probably going to get it first, and it'll be a compact hatchback. But here's the thing. They're also getting other shred outs of that simple design. And it looks like Europe will also get other vehicles in that market. Last but not least, Stockmo, he put out 2 good videos today. I highly recommend you guys go watch them. Both links are going to be down below in the description. He talks about Tesla taking off. It's going to be awesome. He expects a $600 price point by the end of the year, and somewhere between $700 and $750 by the end of 2021. Some of the bull cases that I've seen put them as much as $1,000 next year. We'll see what happens. NIO pulled back a little bit. It's not bad. He expects them to take off again. He talked then a little bit about Blink and Solo. He got out. He's not in Solo. They both pulled back considerably. He is still in SBE. This is Switchback, I believe, and they just merged with ChargePoint. They have over 70% of the charging market in the United States. According to Stockmo, he expects them to go up 5x over the next 5 to 10 years.